Good morning and welcome to Face the Nation. I'm John Dickerson. We have new Battleground Tracker numbers from two key states. In Ohio, Hillary Clinton is up 46% to 40% over Donald Trump. That's a 2-point increase from July, just before the conventions. And in Iowa, it's even at 40% each. CBS News Elections Director Anthony Salvanto is here. Okay, Anthony, what does it mean?
Well, Ohio, which is so critical to Donald Trump's fortunes, now he sees it moving more towards Hillary Clinton. She's made gains with women. She continues to do better with her Democratic base than Trump does with his Republican base. And in fact, last we talked to these folks earlier this summer, there were some Democrats who were considering Donald Trump. They're gone now. They've all gone to Hillary Clinton. And the other thing here is you look at Iowa, where they're even, but Iowa, in some respects, just spotlights some of Donald Trump's larger problems. Iowa is older. Iowa is a less diverse state. Now, Donald Trump does very well with those kinds of voters. In fact, among older voters, it's an outlook issue as much as it is demographics. Older voters say that they feel American life is changing for the worse.
So of these two states, Ohio is likely to be more like the other states in which he's competing. Iowa is kind of a bit of a special case, which turns us to the larger map. What's the state of the race in that larger map in those all the battleground states that we pay attention to?
It's a lot of blue, a lot of Democratic blue. In fact, we started this race identifying at least 11 states that we thought could be contested or go either way. You look across that map now, and Hillary Clinton is leading, most times outside the margin of error, in poll after poll, in state after state. And what that does is it underlines Donald Trump's essential issue here. He has to not just swing a few toss-ups. He's got to take back now states, Ohio, Florida, North Carolina, Virginia, probably a couple of others in which Hillary Clinton has a substantial lead.
So what does he do to come back in places like Ohio, Virginia, Colorado, those places where he's down by outside of the margin of error?
Well, if you're going to swing states, you've got to change voters' minds. So we asked people, what would it take for you to reconsider Donald Trump? And there were a number of voters who said that they might, not a lot, but enough. And the top answer there is, show me he's ready to be commander-in-chief. That's been one of the things that really weighed down on his poll numbers to this point. The other thing is, they'd like to see him apologize to the people that he's offended. Now, in some sense, that puts him in a bit of a box because, as you know, his supporters, they don't much think he has anything to apologize for at all.
And so what we see and what you've outlined is basically what the campaign has now been doing this week, trying to touch those things. Is there a group that he has particular trouble with?
Yeah, let's call them the reluctant Republicans. In all of these states, you find not only is he underperforming a bit with Republicans, but they tend to be a little more moderate. They tend to be women. They are not yet sold on Donald Trump. They are more likely to call him a risky choice. But even though they do not like Hillary Clinton and don't have much of anything good to say about her, there is one little piece there where they're more likely to say they think Hillary Clinton is not always treated fairly. And I think that puts Donald Trump in a bit of a box as he tries to go after them, right? I mean,
because if he attacks Hillary Clinton, he offends those voters who worry that she's being treated unfairly.
Exactly.
But give us just a little bit more detail on Hillary Clinton's fix, because he's in trouble, but she's got weaknesses herself.
Right. Now, she succeeded in making Donald Trump look like that risky choice so far, which was clearly one of the objectives of her campaign. But her numbers on so many other things are really, really low. Her honest and trustworthy numbers continue to be down and have stayed there. People think that she's under the influence of donors, of foreign donors. And I think this all connects to a larger issue, which is, remember, we started this year, people were looking for an outsider. And you connect the dots through all of that. People who think that she's connected to big donors are the ones most likely to think she doesn't tell the truth. So there's still that suspicion and that skepticism there that her campaign has yet to address.
All right, Anthony, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks, John.